Fine, fine. Please let me answer, brother. Let me answer. I do agree that people will say that Margaret Thatcher, she's an iron lady. She won't get moved. She's very strong. I do agree. Even if you call her that 5-letter word, even if you call her a female dog, she won't get moved. But imagine if you go to her son, Mark Thatcher. You might have seen him on TV playing soccer, that rugby. If you go to Mark and say, Mark, Salman Rushdie has called you an SOB, son of a 5-letter word, I'm sure Mark will hammer you. He will not believe in freedom of speech. If you tell Mark that Salman Rushdie has called you an SOB, son of a 5-letter word, he will surely hammer you. Even the British people are sensitive, but their sensitivism is, everyone has different levels of sensitivism. Some people may be sensitive in particular word. Like for example, if you go on the road, brother, people on the roadside, they keep on abusing each other. Maa ke upar, bhen ke upar, the same word which Salman Rushdie has used in his. Imagine he uses Hindi word, bhen and 4-letter word. So, if those people, if you abuse that pie, he's not sensitive at all because he's used to abuse. But if you call him in a very plain language, which is less insulting than the abuse, and tell that maybe your mother is a prostitute, even that roadside man will feel bad. He will feel hurt. Every man is sensitive depending upon his individual field. And the British government, which calls for freedom of speech, it does not believe in freedom of speech. Because when Sheikh Zidad said that give me 5 minutes on the BBC to quote only the verses that Salman Rushdie has said, and I will give 50,000 pounds to any charitable organization, they refused. ABC, American broadcast, they refused. He said, I will pay $50,000 only to quote. You believe in freedom of speech? I will quote Salman Rushdie's book, give me $50,000. They didn't agree. This is as far as freedom of speech goes. And regarding the verdict, sister, the answer is same as I gave for Taslima Nasreen.
I'd like to say something, and very briefly. As I said earlier, the fatwa of Khomeini is inexcusable. If it could be revoked, or rather it could be revoked, as that recent news item said, about 5 years later now, since this thing, it could have been revoked 5 weeks later. But it's not been revoked because of political reasons. That's the first thing, as I keep on insisting. In many of these religious quarrels, look for the political angle in it. That's the first. Secondly, I don't think that Rushdie himself is entirely to be excused either. He has deliberately adopted what I would call a very Western, arrogant position. Now, if you believe in freedom of speech without responsibilities, be ready to take the reaction from wherever. So instead of going underground, I would have said, with all your money, stand up and be counted. If I abuse you in public, I should be prepared for a kind of reaction from you and not go underground. The very government that he abused earlier is the one that is protecting him. I think there's a great anomaly over here, but realize that there's no logic in these matters. Realize, for one thing, that there is, in the Anglo-Saxon world particularly, a growing feeling that militant Islam, in the Islamic fundamentalism, has now taken the place as enemy number one after the death of communism. Communism is no longer now any kind of military threat. Instead, it is now militant Islam. You know all these things from the Gulf War, you know, Iran, and so on and so forth. And that's why, as I said a little earlier, you must understand that a lot of fundamentalism comes from, firstly, a certain vision of society which is not shared by a Western secular ethos. Secondly, that a lot of countries in West Asia particularly are reacting to a lot of Western arrogance and reacting to a post-colonial epoch, whereas they would like to stand on their feet as independent nations and realize that they can't. Even the rich Arab countries cannot. You know that, for the matter of fact. So understand that a lot of these gut reactions to Rushdie as a symbol, or George Bush as another symbol, or Israel as another symbol, all these things come in a vast and very complicated global scenario in which now Islamic fundamentalism is the latest whipping boy, which earlier, for example, it would have been Russia, the Soviet bloc, and so on. Enough.
This is positively the last question. Yeah. You can.
We've been talking largely about Taslima, and I think it's a little out of proportion. Because last year in Bombay, we had a situation when the Illustrated Weekly of India published an article on Shivaji, and the Times of India was kind of qualified. My question is that copies of the Times of India were burned. There was a threat of suppression of freedom of expression in a different fashion. It was imminent threat, it was death threat. In some sense, are we not living in a self-curtailed sort of cultural fascist state in India, where Shivaji, who was not a religious hero, for example, today has become one, and there are numerous other examples. Whereas obviously the Taslima case are more glamorous and also more violent because of the death threat. But isn't this top-level Maharashtrian papers even supported the action and saying that Shivaji has to be revered?
I entirely agree with you, and the point is just this, that if somebody is to be revered, then he has to be put beyond criticism. I don't think we live in a society in which that principle would work. I think everything needs criticism. Everything can be criticized. Why not? Why not? Whether it is religion, whether it's a religious person, whether it's king, or whether it's, those persons in power, why not? That is freedom of expression.
If you can allow me, because this question is to Chairman, please.
Chairman?
I want to ask you
Me?
about.
Yeah.
I hope you are a journalist. Then this question will be to you.
Okay.
So, as Brother Ashok Sahni said, that it is journalists who have put the life of Taslima Nasreen in problem because of irresponsible behavior. And we see that this journalists, they do irresponsible things. So what is the punishment to such irresponsible journalists in your society of journalists? Because of their irresponsibility, many problems are created in this country. So what punishment is there for those type of people in your society of journalists?
I am a journalist by profession, but here I am a chairman. And chairman always says, no comment. So that is my reply. Anyone, is there to be a vote of thanks, or what is the procedure now? I think we had, it's already 6:15 and pardon? What about the
fundamentalism, or we should support the reformed fundamentalism?
One last question on karma, because I think being Indians, we are so fond of karma. It's better to end with yes, positively last.
पहला निवेदन ये है कि हिंदू धर्मशास्त्रों में दलित नाम का कोई शब्द नहीं है। ये अंग्रेज़ों का दिया हुआ डिप्रेस्ड का अनुवाद के रूप में चल पड़ा है। हमारे यहाँ भाइयों के समान एक बड़ा भाई, एक छोटा भाई, अग्रज और अंत्यज, ये शब्द हमारे यहाँ चल रहे हैं। अब रही बात ये कि उनका क्या कर्म है, माने आप अगर ये जानना चाहें ब्राह्मणों, क्षत्रियों, वैश्यों, शूद्रों, इन सब के अलग अलग क्या कर्म होते हैं, तो मैं संक्षेप में इतना ही कहूँगा कि कुछ धर्म या कुछ कर्म ऐसे हैं जो मानव मात्र के लिए समान हैं। धृति, क्षमा, दमः, अस्तेयम, शौचम, इंद्रिय निग्रह, इस प्रकार के मनु के बतलाए हुए कुछ धर्म ऐसे मानव मात्र के समान हैं। फिर कुछ कर्म ऐसे होते हैं जो एक एक व्यक्ति के लिए अलग अलग हो सकते हैं। वो एक एक व्यक्ति के लिए अलग अलग कर्म हो सकते हैं। उनको कृपा करके आप इस दृष्टि से नहीं देखें कि ये छोटा है या ये बड़ा है, ये अच्छा है या ये बुरा है, ये सम्मानजनक है या अपमानजनक है। समाज के धारण के लिए सभी के सभी कर्म परम आवश्यक होते हैं। समाज के धारण के लिए कोई कर्म ऐसा नहीं है जो अनावश्यक हो या जिसको हम छोटा या अपमानजनक समझें। एक बात मैं और कहना चाहूँगा, मैं एक वैद्य हूँ। किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में, किसी भी दवाखाने में, मैं केवल 2-3 मिनट लूँगा, किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में या किसी भी दवाखाने में ये व्यवस्था नहीं होती कि पेशेंट जाए और अपने आप दवा चुन ले। सब जगह यह होता है कि पेशेंट को जाकर किसी डॉक्टर के सामने अपने को पेश करना पड़ता है। डॉक्टर उसका निदान करता है और वो उसको बतलाता है कि तुम इस दवा से अच्छे होगे, ये दवा तुम लो। हिंदू धर्म में ठीक यही